They claimed they could see beyond walls, spy on hidden bases from thousands of miles away, and predict the future. For 2 decades, the US government channeled millions into this seemingly impossible dream. A clandestine psychic spy program so unbelievable. It sounds like pure science fiction, but this was no flight of fancy. This was Project Stargate, a covert operation that was as tangible as it was elusive, as real as it was surreal. It began in the shadow of the Cold War. The late 60s were a time of mounting tension and fierce rivalry between the superpowers. American intelligence caught wind of the Soviet Union investing heavily in a peculiar field they termed as psychotronic warfare. The notion of psychic soldiers, mind control experiments, and telepathic espionage shook the US to its core. Alarmed at the prospect of falling behind, the US Army decided to launch its own secret program in the mid-70s. The mission was as intriguing as it was radical: to investigate if human minds could be turned into weapons of intelligence. Initially, the program was rather modestly named Gondola Wish. As the years rolled by and the program evolved, it took on various monikers: Grill Flame, Center Lane, Sunstreak. But it's the final name that would etch itself into the annals of history and the realm of the mysterious. And finally, Project Stargate. The heart of the project was something called remote viewing. Imagine being locked inside a room, completely isolated, yet able to sketch details of a hidden location miles away, or describe an object you've never seen in person. Sounds like an episode from a comic book, right? But this was the very foundation of Project Stargate. No reliance on technology, no satellites or high-tech surveillance equipment, just the human mind. At the Stanford Research Institute, scientists Harold Puthoff and Russell Targ began testing this concept on a number of subjects. The results were at times astonishing. There were instances where the viewers accurately described secret Soviet facilities, details about ancient sites, and even the specifics of space probes. One might wonder, was this all just a fluke? An excellent guesswork, but the statistical analyses suggested otherwise. The accuracy of these remote viewings was too consistent to be brushed off as mere coincidence or luck. These experiments, though controversial, were pushing the boundaries of what we thought was possible with the human mind. They were testing the limits of cognition and perception, and in some cases, it seemed like they were succeeding. So, was this a genuine scientific breakthrough or a trick of the mind? Well, the jury is still out on that one. But one thing is clear: the results were too consistent to dismiss as luck. Among the viewers was Joe McMoneagle, known as RV-101. McMoneagle was a regular participant in the project, claiming to have described secret Russian submarines, and once, even the interior of a top-secret military base, with unnerving precision. His reports sent ripples of intrigue through the project, leaving some to wonder just how far the human mind could reach. And then there was Uri Geller, a celebrity psychic who claimed he could bend spoons with his mind. Geller's involvement brought a touch of Hollywood to Project Stargate, but his results were met with less enthusiasm. The CIA's own report called Geller a complete fraud, casting a shadow on his contributions. Yet within the walls of the project, true believers remained. Despite the skepticism, despite the critics, these individuals held firm in their conviction. Some intelligence officers swore the information they got was too good to have been guessed. For 20 years, the program operated in secrecy. Its results mixed, its methods questioned. Despite occasional flashes of inexplicable accuracy, Much of the information from the project was often vague, bordering on cryptic. Critics pointed to descriptions filled with nebulous phrases like a large round structure or something metallic. There was nothing concrete, nothing actionable. As the 1990s dawned, skepticism about the project grew within the intelligence community and the wider scientific world. The CIA, long dubious of the project's merits, finally ordered an independent review of the program. The verdict? There was no scientific proof to back up the claims of Project Stargate. The data was too ambiguous, too inconsistent for military use. In 1995, the program was officially shut down and declassified. The dream of psychic espionage was over. Over $20 million had been spent on this audacious endeavor. And officially, there's something now. There was nothing to show for it. But here's where it gets interesting. After the official shutdown of Project Stargate, not everyone was on board with the narrative of failure. The program's former director, Dale Graff, expressed his shock at the announcement, maintaining that there had been clear, repeatable successes. He hinted at the possibility that the public shutdown could have been a mere smokescreen. Rumors began to circulate among insiders that the research didn't end with the shutdown, but instead continued under new names and within different departments. The whispers suggested that Project Stargate didn't die. It simply went incognito. Fast forward to today, many documents related to the project remain redacted, feeding the mystery and speculation. Every now and then, new whistleblowers emerge, claiming that the government is aware of the human mind's capabilities far beyond what we're told. So, did Project Stargate really come to an end? Or did it just go deeper underground? Even today, documents remain redacted. The full story of Project Stargate, obscured by the shadows of classified information, continues to fuel speculation. Among the whispers and rumors, fresh claims surface periodically, whispered by those who allege to be whistleblowers. They insist that the government knows more about the power of the human mind than it admits. The intrigue surrounding Project Stargate persists. The secrecy, the mixed results, the high-profile psychics, and the abrupt shutdown. They all contribute to an enduring mystery that refuses to fade away. And then there are those who believe that the program never really ended. They maintain that research into psychic abilities continues, only now it's hidden even deeper within the labyrinth of government secrecy. So what really happened with Project Stargate? Was it a futile attempt to weaponize the human mind? A wild goose chase that consumed 2 decades and millions of dollars? Or was it a discovery so powerful, so potentially transformative, that it had to be concealed from the world? Was Project Stargate a wild goose chase, or a discovery too powerful to reveal?